Alright, so first time doing stand-up comedy. Put your hands together for Keelan, everybody.
Hey, how's everybody tonight?
Good. Yeah.
Right, so, first thing everybody always asks me is, so what's worn under your kilt? Well, the answer, I have to honestly say, is nothing is worn under my kilt. It's all in perfect working order, and if you've got any questions, you can call my wife. Later. The Scots, we're a people of few words, and, we've got a very dry sense of humor. Take my grandpappy, for example. Told me a story once about a guy he ran into up in the Highlands. I said, "Excuse me, sir. What's the quickest way to Glasgow?" And he said to the guy, "Well, lad, what are you walking or driving?" And the guy said, "Well, I'm driving." Immediately, my grandfather says, "Aye, lad, that'd be the quickest way." And then there's my cousin Seamus. He's sort of the black sheep of the family, Speaking of sheep, that reminds me of a story of Seamus. Once this friend of his from Sweden, his name is Sven, they were walking around the family farm and they noticed that there was a sheep with his head stuck square between the rails, couldn't get out. So Seamus, being the man that he is, walked right up, lifted his kilt, started giving the business to the sheep. That's pretty common in Scotland, I think. He says, "Brother, this is great, you've got to try this." And Sven replied, "Yeah, well, I've never tried that before." "Oh, you've got to try it." Well, Sven gave it a few minutes to think about it, and I said, "Well, I guess I could try it, but I'm not sure my head will fit between the rails." That's okay, that joke takes a second to sink in. At least that's what Sven says. Next there was my uncle Angus. When I told my family that I wanted to do a stand-up comedy routine, I got a lot of advice for free, and the first advice came from him. And he said, "Keelan, you're a strapping young Scottish lad, and all you got to do is be good on stage, is to get up there with your wee, sly Scottish smile, and you'll be dodging lingerie before you know it." Hey, Keelan, did I ever tell you a story about how this lass one time asked me, "What's up under your kilt?" And I said, "Well, why don't you stick your hand up there and find out?" And so she did, and quickly removed her hand and said, "That's gruesome." I said, "Well, do it again. I think it grew some more." So then I decided to come to the States, and I've been practicing my comedy routine for a while, and needed a little break, vacation, whatever, and decided to take a Disney cruise. You guys have heard of the Disney cruises? Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know whether it was the single malts or the salt air or the motion of the ship or whatever, but I had terrible nightmares that first night. I dreamed I was in this bar. I'm standing there with a drink in my hand, and I hear, "Oh, look at you." "Hi there, big fella. Find me a drink?" And I said, "Well, what you drinking?" "Oh, 30-year-old Scotch by the looks of it." That's a nice kilt you're wearing. Can I talk you out of it?" "What the bloody hell are you talking about, mouse? Are you hitting on me or something?" "Oh, well, why don't you come back to my cabin and find out? From what I hear, it's the most magical place on earth." Well, I'd had enough. I retreated to the other side of the bar, I wasn't going to put up with that stuff. I'm standing there for a few moments, and when next thing I know, I heard, "Gosh, that's a nice outfit you got on." I said, Are you Mickey's dog?" "No. Well, that's Pluto." "Well, what are you then?" "I'm anything you want me to be, big boy. We got all night." That's enough. And just as I was about to leave, I heard over my shoulder. Oh, sorry. I said, oh, what next? Oh, thankfully after that I woke up. Next I traveled to Arlen, Texas, when I ran into these two guys in an alleyway. And the first one said, Keelan, I'll tell you what, the first thing you have to do when you're doing a comedy routine is get yourself some props. And for props, I recommend using the clean burning flame of propane and propane accessories. But whatever you do, don't forget your orthotics. Oh man, I'll tell you what, man, when the dang old comedy routine, man, no way, man, dang old, first thing you gotta do, man, you just have naked women, man, dang old, naked women always works, man. So I thought that was good advice. I finally made it to Springfield, and I talked with one guy, he was a doctor, he said. Oh, Keelan, the first thing you have to do is take one or two of these tranquilizers and you'll be just fine. But don't take too many because that could result in sudden death. I later ran into the mayor, and the mayor, he said, I hope that your comedy routine is not simply an innumerable travelogue with sophomoric impersonations. Worst impression ever.
I want my penny back.
Shiva H. Vishnu. The Indian stork coroner is the easiest voice to master, and yours blows bagpipes. Now please pay for that squishy and get out. And come again. All right, you've been great, everyone. Thanks.
Keelan, first time, everybody. Come on, first time. Good job, dude. Like I said, we got a lot.